Health sector upholds spirit of a good doctor is like a caring mother. Vietnam seafood exports target $11 billion in 2025. And Ukrainian president offers to resign in exchange for peace.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is now 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. I'm Phie bringing you the latest updates. Now, on Monday, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm met with the Ministry of Health to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Vietnamese Doctors' Day. After offering incense in tribute to President Ho Chi Minh, the party chief emphasized the healthcare sector's pride in Ho Chi Minh's teachings, particularly his profound message, "A good doctor is like a caring mother." While acknowledging the country's medical achievements, he highlighted key challenges and called for a mindset shift. Healthcare must expand beyond treatment to emphasize preventive care. He urged medical professionals to uphold respect for life, treat all patients equally, and fulfill their duty to society. State President Lương Cường chaired the first 2025 meeting of the Central Steering Committee for Judicial Reform on Monday morning. The committee announced its reorganization, outlining its functions, duties, and working relationships, with the state president leading a team of 15 members. Recognizing the progress made in judicial reform, the state president called on judicial agencies to maintain discipline and implement breakthrough measures to enhance investigation, prosecution, adjudication, and enforcement processes. He urged swift completion of related proposals and regulations, while emphasizing the importance of advancing IT applications and digital transformation to boost the efficiency and quality of judicial activities. Ho Chi Minh City is making a concerted push to disperse over $3.43 billion in public investment capital in 2025. During the first quarter, agencies have accelerated project implementation, with several projects likely to exceed their progress targets. These efforts aim not only to meet development goals, but also to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national unification.
The Embankment and Tidal Control Sluice project on the Co Sup Canal in District 8 of Ho Chi Minh City is nearly complete. Project officials are currently testing its operation. With a total investment of $9.63 million USD, this project is expected to drive new development momentum for the suburban area. At other key construction sites, the pace of work has intensified. The Tam Luang Bin Cat Rạch Nước Lên Canal Improvement Project, spanning 32 kilometers across 7 districts, has seen rapid progress in the first quarter.
Contractors are ramping up manpower and equipment to meet committed milestones, targeting technical clearance for 3 kilometers out of the 8.3 kilometers package.
We've set 3 major milestones for 2025. By April 30th, we must achieve technical clearance for traffic circulation. The entire route will be completed by the end of December.
In 2025, Ho Chi Minh City aims to achieve a 95% disbursement rate of its public investment budget, totaling over $3.43 billion USD. To accelerate progress, the city government has implemented decisive measures, including flexible regulations for fill materials, disposal sites, and site clearance for individual projects.
Now, in January, Vietnam's seafood exports reached nearly $775 million, up 3% year over year. This marks a positive result, especially considering the Lunar New Year holiday's impact on exports. Shrimp emerged as the strongest performer, earning $273 million and representing 35% of total seafood exports. In contrast, catfish struggled despite rising prices, hampered by limited supply. Though the global seafood market remains volatile, Vietnam's seafood industry shows promise for sustained growth, driven by increasing demand from ASEAN countries and favorable tariff policies from major economies. Global seafood consumption is forecast to surge in 2025, presenting numerous opportunities for Vietnam's seafood industry. Enterprises are implementing comprehensive solutions and adjusting strategies to sustain growth momentum. The sector aims to reach $11 billion in exports this year.
As Vietnam further integrates into the global market, export opportunities are expanding. However, these opportunities bring challenges, requiring businesses to innovate technologically, modernize production lines, and enhance product quality to stay competitive.
We are upgrading outdated equipment that no longer meets current technological standards. Additionally, we are reorganizing office spaces for greater operational efficiency in the near future.
South Central Coast provinces are also supporting enterprises by providing favorable business environments, attractive investment policies, and superior mechanisms to enhance production capacity and expand export markets.
Our department continues to implement provincial directives, including support policies for businesses. We are enhancing information dissemination regarding FTAs and providing market insights to help enterprises overcome challenges and export efficiently.
We continue to support businesses in investing in machinery and technology to create higher value products. We are also developing stable raw material zones to prevent production disruptions and guiding companies on accessing financial resources for production.
Despite ongoing challenges, Vietnam's seafood sector aims to reach $11 billion in export revenue this year through determination and innovation.
Smartphones have evolved beyond calls and texting to become powerful tools for transactions, money transfers, and payments. Through digital channels, banks now process 95% of all banking transactions, saving both time and money. To keep up with this increasing demand, banks are constantly enhancing their mobile banking apps with user-friendly interfaces and practical features.
Kain's company makes suits and regularly imports materials. Previously, paying suppliers with cash was time-consuming. Now, with electronic banking services, he finds the process much more convenient.
With mobile banking, I can transfer money to suppliers, saving time and travel costs, while ensuring security. I can also make online savings deposits.
For office workers, mobile banking offers a convenient way to pay bills, tuition fees, and make electronic purchases.
Before, I had to pay my bills in person, but with mobile banking, I can easily pay all of them with just a few steps. It's very convenient for office workers like me.
I usually shop and make transactions online. As a travel enthusiast, I often book flights and hotel rooms through electronic banking apps. It's very convenient, quick, and cost-effective, with frequent discounts on these apps.
According to the State Bank of Vietnam, the interbank payment system processes an average of 32.5 billion USD daily, with 95% of transactions conducted through digital channels. In 2024, cashless payments in Vietnam surpassed 17 billion transactions.
Now, before we move on to other important updates, let's take a look at the foreign exchange rate of today, February the 24th. next. Master plan announced to address Mekong Delta drought and salinity. And Hanoi's resident brave winter's last cold snap. Welcome back to VTV News. Multiple localities in Vietnam have reported cybercrimes involving deepfake technology, where criminals manipulate public images and videos to blackmail individuals. Victims have lost millions of US dollars to these fake videos. Authorities urge people to exercise caution, minimize sharing personal information online, and report any fraudulent activity. More to follow.
Criminals create manipulated, sensitive images and pose as private investigators to blackmail victims. They specifically target wealthy individuals, threatening to damage their reputations by posting these fake images on social media. Once a victim makes an initial payment, the criminals continue demanding more money until they run out of funds.
Criminals use AI and deepfake technology to manipulate images of reputable individuals or others online, creating fake videos featuring those images.
The Ministry of Public Security reports that victims who call back the criminals' phone numbers are then directed to malicious links or other channels. This leads to extortion and blackmail, and in some cases, the criminals can gain complete control of the victim's phone.
The criminals pressure the victims, causing them to lose their composure. Once the victim has made the first payment, they manipulate their emotions to convince them to transfer increasingly larger amounts of money.
To protect against these scams, the Ministry of Public Security recommends safeguarding personal information during online activities. Avoid sharing sensitive documents on social media, including personal details, ID cards, health insurance, and vehicle registration, whether they belong to you or others. Don't click on unfamiliar links in messages or emails, and only download apps from your phone's official app store.
To comprehensively address the Mekong Delta's challenges, the Department of Water Resources Management reports that the agricultural sector has completed a master plan for drought prevention, saltwater intrusion, land subsidence, flooding, and domestic water supply. The plan includes both non-structural and structural solutions. For non-structural measures, authorities will continue adjusting the crop calendar based on drought and salinity forecasts. Additionally, production planning will optimize all water resources, including salt water and brackish water, while implementing scientific and technological advances. For structural solutions, authorities are accelerating the construction of saltwater control sluices and decentralized water reservoirs. Heavy rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters is expected to continue from Phie to Khánh Hòa on Monday through Wednesday. Areas from Hà Tĩnh to Quảng Trị, along with the eastern parts of the Central Highlands and southern Vietnam, may also receive over 50 millimeters of rainfall. Last Sunday, water levels in the Ban Thạch River surpassed alarm level 2, while the water is expected to recede slowly on Monday. Residents are advised to exercise caution while traveling. In Phú Yên, an unusual flood occurred on Sunday in the middle of the dry season, submerging many roads and damaging hectares of crops. Northern Vietnam faced a new cold spell, potentially the last severe cold front of winter, from Sunday night to Monday morning. In Hanoi, overnight temperature drops combined with light drizzle make the cold particularly biting. Residents, especially those working outdoors, found various ways to cope with the weather.
Every day, Nien sells goods from noon until 1 a.m. Although she remained stationary for most of her shift, the cold became unbearable on Sunday night after a week of continuous rain, prompting her to light a fire for warmth for the first time.
Tonight's cold was the harshest. I had to burn firewood.
Light drizzle continued from Sunday night into Monday morning, intensifying the cold. With many people choosing to stay indoors, local eateries and street stalls saw fewer customers than in previous weeks.
The cold rain keeps people away. There are hardly any customers.
After 2 weeks of persistent damp weather, outdoor temperatures remained cold today. Nighttime lows fell to 13 degrees Celsius, with daytime highs staying below 16 degrees Celsius. Workers with late shifts like Mun have taken extra measures to keep warm.
I work from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Nights are colder, and this cold snap feels worse than the previous one. I hope others working outdoors like me can stay warm and take care of their health.
The cold spell in Hanoi will continue through Monday. Though temperatures will gradually rise, drizzle and cold weather will persist until Wednesday, February 26. Warm, sunny weather is expected to return by Thursday or Friday.
Starting next Saturday, Hanoi will pilot a restriction on vehicles with more than 16 seats, except for buses and school buses in the Hoan Kiem Lake area and Old Quarter District. The restrictions will apply during early morning and late hour afternoons for 6 months. This initiative aims to reduce traffic congestions and emissions in the Old Quarter.
The roads in the Old Quarter are narrow. Even brief 5 to 10 minute stops to pick up and drop off passengers cause traffic congestion on weekdays, particularly during morning and afternoon rush hours.
Every day there are many cars. The road is so crowded that you can't pass. There are a lot of them, especially in the morning. The cars are big, long, and take up the whole road.
Depending on the car, it could take about 10 to 15 minutes for a 45-seater to drop off passengers. People park in the opposite direction while unloading, forcing passengers to cross the street, which sometimes causes arguments.
Next week, Hanoi will launch a pilot program in the Hoan Kiem Lake area and Old Quarter that restricts vehicles with more than 16 seats, with exceptions for buses and school buses.
Asian tourists generally prefer shorter walking distances, and elderly visitors also tend to avoid walking far. The more distant transfer points can be challenging for Asian tour groups. However, having a single designated point helps drivers stay organized and avoid penalties.
Well, there's a lot of pedestrians on the roads and stuff, so, you know, it's more risk of someone getting hit by a car, so, I don't know, I think it's probably a good thing that, yeah, there's got to be not many more cars on the road, so, yeah.
Where possible, we'll adjust hotel pickup times. Otherwise, we'll identify the closest pickup points and work with hotels to arrange luggage transport and customer assistance. We'll inform customers that they may need to walk a short distance, or if the distance is too far, we'll provide a shuttle bus service.
The restrictions will be in effect from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. daily. After the 6-month pilot period, agencies will evaluate its effectiveness and submit their findings to the city for review and final decision.
After just 2 months of operation, Ho Chi Minh City's Metro Line 1 Bến Thành Suối Tiên has attracted over 4.6 million passengers. In the first 2 weeks of February alone, ridership surged by over 120% compared to initial projections, with nearly 3,800 train trips completed. The metro operates from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. The service provider has implemented a modern automatic fare collection system that accepts QR codes, single-trip tickets, bank cards, and e-wallets. Coming up next in our world news. Ukrainian president offers to resign in exchange for peace. And Christian Democrats claim victory in German election. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced on Sunday his willingness to step down if it would bring peace to Ukraine. At a press conference in Kyiv, Zelensky stated he would leave the presidency if necessary to achieve peace. He indicated that his resignation might help facilitate Ukraine's NATO membership. Zelensky also expressed hope that U.S. President Donald Trump would serve as a partner to Ukraine, not merely as a mediator between Kyiv and Moscow. He maintained that Ukraine refuses to acknowledge a $500 billion debt to the U.S. and asserts that aid should not be treated as loans. The U.S. will not deploy troops to Ukraine. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth declared in a Fox News interview on Sunday. Hegseth emphasized that while U.S. military forces would not be present on Ukrainian territory, the economic partnership between the two countries remains important. The Pentagon chief also expressed support for European efforts to help Ukraine ensure its security. In response, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushka criticized the potential deployment of European peacekeeping forces in Ukraine, warning it would escalate tensions. Preliminary results from Germany's parliamentary elections show the Christian Democratic Union, CDU, in the lead, but lacking enough seats to form a government. The CDU secured nearly 29% of votes, with party leader Friedrich Merz's position to become chancellor. The anti-immigration AfD party has emerged as the second largest force after doubling its support, while the Social Democrats and Green Party placed third and fourth, respectively. These results mean at least three parties must join forces to form a majority government. The surge in far-right support reflects voters' concerns about immigration and terrorism. The Oruro Carnival burst into life with an extraordinary symphony of sound in Bolivia's Oruro on Saturday, February the 22nd, as at least 70 bands and more than 5,000 musicians performed together to celebrate the 23rd edition dedicated to Bolivia's bicentennial. More on this to follow.
The festival featured a vibrant display of synchronized instruments and dances. Bands from various Bolivian regions joined in, playing regional rhythms. The festival, a prelude to the main carnival event on March 1st, began with a religious blessing in front of the patroness of Oruro.
I have seen this band festival grow. It started with about 300 musicians. It has grown and now reaches 7,000 musicians, just in Oruro. If we gathered everyone from the country, I don't know how many we'd reach. What we see today is the spectacle being lived.
I feel proud to have such amazing musicians accompanying us throughout all the carnival activities.
For 23 years, we have been showcasing the various dances performed in the country and perhaps worldwide.
UNESCO describes the Oruro Carnival as a vibrant cultural festival held annually that blends pre-Columbian and Christian traditions through music, dance, and elaborate costumes. It is recognized as a World Heritage event due to its rich cultural significance, historical continuity, and the preservation of Andean and colonial influences.
And up next is the weather forecast. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or visit our YouTube channel, VTV4Go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.